Let me present you next guy. Next speaker.
This guy.
Not that guy. Later today I will tell you more about mood and how to regulate it and stuff, but this guy is a walking mood regulator. Whoever sees him becomes more happier, joyful. He comes from Taiwan. Houyuan Huang will tell us more about team sports participation in Finnish youth and how about motives and behavior regulation, please.
Thank you. Hi, good morning again, everybody. So most of you know that recently I'm learning German, so I decided to do this presentation in Deutsch. So it's a joke. I wish I could. Today, I'm going to continue talking about motivation, and it's very related to previous two presentations. Here, I'm going to talk about the participation motivation in team sport among young Finnish people. Again, physical inactivity. Yeah, according to WHO, this is what people are trying to do. People try to get everyone be more active, especially when they are young. Because we think if we can make them active when they are young, it's possibly they can continue this behavior when they get old. Although result shows that it's not definitely true, but this is what people try to do. At least get kids to be active when they are still young, when they are still educatable. And by talking about physical activity, everyone is different, and then all the physical activities, there's just so many of them. There's a lot of differences, like individual or team, or you do it by yourself, or you do it, even though it's an individual sport, you have an opponent. Sometimes you compete by speed, sometimes you compete by distance. A lot of different kinds of forms. And also, like what has been said in the previous presentations, you need a reason, you need an energy, you need a power to perform, to do something. You have an intention, but I guess we really want to know what's the power, what's the thing to drive you to facilitate your intention. So I'll describe that as the energy for the behavior. And what literature has been told us is basically my research is based on this theory, self-determination theory, and it talks about people have intrinsic motivation, extrinsic motivation, or amotivation. Like I want to learn Deutsch because I really like Deutschland. I really like Germany. I like German food. I like German people. I'm so intrinsically motivated. But somehow I want to get a job in Germany because it's a really good country. They pay really well, and then they have really good bratwurst. And somehow I'm intrinsically motivated by this benefit. But in this case, I am very motivated. I'm not a motivation. So this is basically what self-determination theory is telling us. And what literature said about gender difference in sport is, in general, females, if you compare to males, they are more social driven. They enjoy more in the social context. It's an important reason for them to participate in sport. And also they are more inward. They put more attention in the inward. How am I doing today? Okay, am I doing good? Am I enjoying this? Is that really what I want? Compared to male, you want to compete, and the ego is very important for males. If I can fulfill the need of my ego in this sport, then I keep doing it because I can be better. I can see myself as a better person, better competitor, and I put more attention to the outward words. Can I beat that guy? Why is that guy better than me? And talking about difference in different sports. I've been trying to review the literatures, and so far most people categorize sports in this kind of way, individual and team sport. And what they found is people tend to have more self-confidence in individual sports. And in team sport, people are more influenced in social context, which is not surprising, and they are more motivated. So the question that I was asking is, the hypothesis that I have is females are more intrinsically motivated than males, according to what the literature says. Females, they enjoy themselves more. They don't just look at the competition. And also, the other thing I want to differentiate is the motivation between different sports, in this case, in even team sport. So I assume that participants in ball games, they are more intrinsically motivated than athletic team sports participants. And why do I have these ball games and athletic team groups? Because they are my participants. So. Oh no, sorry. I'm sorry. Because I love ballet, so I really want to know the motivation of ballet people. And also I play basketball, so I really want to know the difference. How do I measure it? I use these two questionnaires. First is PALMS, second is BRISC. They are all based on the theory, self-determination theory. And we're going to have a quick review later. And then in total, I have 142 males and 175 females, aging from 12 to 24 years old. And they are doing sport either in their school or in a sports club. And for previous research I don't find many research they really have a clear categories of different types of team sport. And here we use the categories that we use is we look at how much body contact they have. So first we have invasion contact ball sport, which means they have body contact. And also invasion here means this body contact. Okay, but the contact here means you can actually legally like tackle that person down, like in American football, for example. And then invasion non-contact, which means you can have contact, but you cannot do this. No, it's not allowed. Okay, for example, basketball, you cannot avoid body contact in basketball. And next one, non-invasion ball games, which means like baseball. You don't really touch each other that much, and also volleyballs. You play against each other in your own space. And aesthetic team sports like team gymnastics or cheerleaders, they perform as a team. They are judged by their body, the appearance of their body and their movement. And so I have to say this first. So these are the 8 subscales of the PALMS. So except mastery and enjoyment, they are intrinsic motivation. The rest of them, they are seen as extrinsic motivation, and these are the subscale of BRISC. We're gonna come back to this later. Okay, and for the gender difference, we analyze the data with t-test, and for group difference, we analyze the data with one-way ANOVA test. And what we have found is, in gender comparison, for females, we found them have higher means in integrated regulation, mastery, affiliation, physical condition, and appearance, which means they, for example, in this category, they report that I see the sport as part of myself. And mastery, they say I want to improve my skill. And affiliation says that they enjoy being with their companies. And physical condition, they answer that they want to be healthy. Appearance, they answer that being fit is important for me. And for males, not surprisingly, they got higher means in competition and ego. And in group comparison, we found that in athletic team sports, they report higher means in mastery, and also in identify, regulation, mastery, and affiliation. And in identify regulation, they answer questions like, do you recognize the benefit in your sport? Do you think your sport can benefit you? And we also found invasion contact ball games and invasion non-contact ball games that report higher means in competition ego. And there's no any significant results from non-invasion ball games. And also, there's no significant result between those three categories of ball games. In discussion, for females, from the result, we see they have more internal needs. Okay, they see sports as part of themselves, and improving skill is important to them. And social support is also a big thing for them, and spending time with friends in their sport is valuable. And also they care about the physical facts, staying healthy and being fit, very important. Males are motivated by being better than the others. They report very higher scores, higher means in competition, ego. And talking about different sports types, athletic team sports, they are more aware of benefit from the sport. They think, oh, I do this sport because I recognize the benefit in this sport. And they are more task oriented. I want to master my skill. I want to improve my skill. And they value the social support more. And for invasion contact and non-contact ball games, participants they report higher means in competition ego. They answer questions like I want to be better than others, and also they answer questions like I do this because I don't want to let other people down. I do this with some certain kind of pressure. So in that case, they seem like they participate in the sport, try to avoid some guilty feeling, and also I'm trying to avoid some guilty feeling right now, so because the time is over, and they want to be better than the others in the group. And one thing interesting for me is seems like team sport athletes, they are both motivated in the following cases. First, the social context can motivate them because they enjoy it. They enjoy the company. They think they find good friends there. That can motivate them. But also for males and for the ball games players, it's also important. They don't report high means of affiliation, but also they feel the pressure from the group, from the peer. So that's somehow another motivation to drive them move forward. They feel the pressure and the competition from the group, so they need to be better. So my conclusion is females are both intrinsically and extrinsically driven towards sports behavior, and males are more extrinsically driven. They want to be better, they want to be good in the competition. And social context influences athletes differently, depends on the sports type. Although they don't necessarily report good score in the affiliation part. Aesthetic team sport athletes, they are more intrinsically motivated. We hope this result can apply to sports coach or health sports promoters. They can aim better to know what people need, and also for participants themselves, they can choose a better sport for themselves. And recommendation, maybe for the future participants, they can try to come up with the different categories to test the different motivations of team sport, and also to explore more among all sports, because in this research we don't see much differences between both sports. And thank you very much. This is my word. And
One question.
Yeah. You have to tackle this guy to stop him from So one short question, please.
It could be that. What do you think about the implications for the results on burnout and dropout in youth sports?
youth sport.
Because you got youth sport.
First, for boys, apparently, the competition is a very, very big reason that they want to stay in the sport. But also, I think also peer support is a very important issue. Although it doesn't show in the result that for boys in ball games, it's that important that you go to the team and you enjoy the atmosphere. But for me at least, keep them feel competitive, and then somehow motivate the team as make them enjoy the atmosphere there. Yeah, and make people feel competitive.
Applause for Houyuan, please.